Pokemon didn't originally start off with any grand plans. It was a simple little Game Boy game where you'd collect cutesy little pets, and then you pit them against each other and maybe watch them grow into more impressive Pokemon. But that's not where the story ended. Somewhere down the line, Nintendo grew a lot bigger. The story was no longer about a portable game, but about a cultural brand that would take over the mental real estate of millions of people. In fact, even people who have never touched a Game Boy to save their lives could recognize the iconic sound of Pikachu's Pika cry.
He knew Pikachu, but everybody knows Pikachu.
Oh yeah, that's Pikachu right there.
This transcendence from video game to anime to cornerstone of Japanese culture, it didn't happen overnight. There was a series of deliberate efforts to make it as accessible and as appealing to people as possible, and now, Nintendo and Game Freak's approach is becoming way more aggressive. It's not fighting for a spot on your console anymore. It's fighting for a fundamental integration into your very life. Do you know who else wants to integrate fully into your life? Yeah, I know. There's a small difference though. Meta historically has a reputation of being really shady when it gets access to too much information about you. And when they revealed their plans for basically creating an alternate reality for you to work and play in, people saw right through it and were downright terrified at the possibility of having every shred of their being sold to advertisers. Now, Meta monetizes their business via ads, that much is very apparent, but there's two ways to catch a Pokemon. Instead of going the terrifying route of learning everything about a person and using that to serve them ads, Pokemon does things differently. It integrates into your life for the sake of giving you specific experiences, not just because it wants to find every way to possibly serve you a relevant ad. And I know it's a bit of a stretch, but every step along the way, Pokemon wants to provide you with an experience that will garner your attention, just like Meta wants. And from the examples I'm about to show you, you're going to realize that instead of having an in-your-face approach and basically creating a second life for you like the metaverse wants over the past 10 years, Pokemon has already been carrying out the plan to catch your attention in a much more subtle and sneaky way. This is how you augment yourself into the customers' lives while barely doing any of the AR or VR stuff. Let's start with some of the broader stuff first. Let's see. Let's sit down to watch a show. It's nice to see Pokemon just came out with a new season of their beloved anime, and there's your video consumption for the day. And I suppose it couldn't hurt to sit down and play a game or two. How about we continue our journey with one of their new Pokemon games? What was it these days? Scarlet and Violet? But maybe I'm not in the mood for a turn-based game today. Guess I'll just play Pokken Tournament instead, because that's a fighting game. Wait, I've gotta hop on the bus to run some errands downtown. I guess I could load up some Pokemon Go on the way to pass the time and give myself a constant reminder of the existence of Pokemon. I guess I'll also indulge in some of these limited time events that the game has come out with. Surely wouldn't want to miss out on catching some of these time-locked legendaries. It's not like this is set up very deliberately in a way to make me experience FOMO. Now, while I'm here, might as well get some groceries, and what's that? One of the aisles in the store has a display for the new Pokemon trading card game expansion? A few booster packs couldn't hurt. Maybe I'll find a rare holo card that's worth hundreds of dollars. Whoops, nothing special this time. Maybe there's always next time. I suppose now that I'm done with errands, I can spend some time with my friends playing a MOBA. Wait, that's right, I'm already pretty familiar with the franchise, so playing Pokemon Unite doesn't seem like a terrible idea. This already sounds like a pretty packed day of Pokemon, but it's pretty tailored towards someone who plays games and watches anime. I mean, who doesn't these days, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt here and say this is still pretty contained within the gaming world. But then, you'll start to see even more signs of Pokemon wanting to integrate into your daily life. Because now, when it's time to finally wind down, Nintendo wants you to log your sleep, and gamify it with, you guessed it, Pokemon Sleep. I'm not kidding. For those unacquainted with it, this is an app that rewards you with in-game Pokemon for good sleeping habits. But if even that wasn't enough to tell you how much your attention this company wants, don't forget to brush your teeth before bed and log it with Pokemon Smile. Yes, Pokemon started as a game, but now they've expanded into many facets of our life. The difference between Nintendo and a company like Meta, though, is that they're not trying to uncomfortably push you into a terrifying, ad-filled space that limits human interaction even more than COVID already has. Instead, it lulls you into a daydream that is subtly lined with little hints of Pokemon. You're not scared of Pokemon. You've grown up with it, you love catching up with the newest games. the decades-long show, and it's always fun to see what kind of wacky legendaries they can come up with to sell you in the form of cards. And if they can use something you already love and respect to sell you a reskin version of an oral hygiene app, a sleep app, a fighting game, a MOBA, or even a puzzle game, they're not gonna let go of that opportunity. Now, this is the part of the video where I ask, is this even a bad thing? And I'll be honest, I don't really have a concrete opinion on this. It feels like instead of begging for your attention the way companies like Snapchat and Instagram do, Nintendo comfortably gamifies things you already were going to do with the branding of Pokemon to make it an experience you'll enjoy anyway. What do they get out of it? Well, you pay directly for it with money out of your own volition. There's a lot of non-VR or AR things that companies like Meta do to gain your attention and to make money, like showing you specifically tailored ads to drain your bank account, or show you an infinite scroll feed that makes you insecure about every fiber of your being, but Nintendo doesn't do that. It just wants you to engage with the Pokemon version of every activity you already enjoy. Maybe there's a dystopian argument to be made about corporations trying to sneak into every part of our lives, but I don't see a direct repercussion until we see shady things from Pokemon like we have from other companies. Is it really that bad if you're choosing to do a Pokemon branded version of your favorite existing activity? It feels like the primary objective of all these newfangled VR and AR spaces and social media apps is to get your attention, but it feels very forced. Pokemon asks nicely, and it gets it without a fight. Maybe you'll log off of this video thinking this comparison's a bit of a stretch, but the truth is, companies have been trying every trick in the book in the fight for attention, and downright giving you an alternate reality or augmenting into your existing reality is one of the final ways that is starting to feel almost creepy. And obviously the biggest difference here is that since you're paying for the services up front, you know there's nothing shady going on because the profit is incredibly transparent. Did you ever think there was a parallel between something like Facebook and Pokemon? Maybe you've got some of your own ideas about a topic like this, so let us know in the comments and be sure to interact with the video, like and sub, it really helps out the channel. Thank you for watching.